Hello there. Welcome to my YouTube channel again, dear fellow motorized bike enthusiasts. It's New Hope here once again, and I'm glad to inform you that my clutch shaft just arrived, and I'm happy about it. However, I just noticed something weird, which seems to be a problem in the market because after googling through some of the pictures, I realized that there are a lot of such clutch shafts out there. Now, the problem that I had was that this is my new clutch shaft, but I had to change the inner shaft from by using the old inner shaft, which I thought was worn out, but proved to still be much more effective than the new one. Now, as you can see, if you can see that the inner shaft has much it protrudes out here a lot more than it does on this. I had to change it. Even when it's on its original shaft, which is the new one, it comes out even more. But then on the other end, when I tried putting in the pin rod for the new one, there wasn't much of it left when I insert it for the new one. There wasn't much of it left. As you can see right now, you can see that some of it still protrudes out. Now, after changing it, I realized that even putting it back into my old shaft, it also allows some amount of it to come out. But when I put the inner shaft of the old one back into its outer shaft, much of that comes out. Much of the pin rod can be seen out more than what you're seeing right now. Now, at a point, I even thought this pin rod wasn't long enough. Okay, yeah, and I had a challenge from the original one that came with my kit. This is an aftermarket one, and it seems to be much more durable than the original one that came with the kit, because the original one, you can see that the ball bearing is making some marks over there. It's beginning to wear out, but I've been using it for almost a year now, but that is all that got worn out. But the original one, or the new one that yeah, the original that came with the kit, after a few months the hole was very big, and I couldn't feel much of the pin rod out. So when that happens, it um, wears off the camshaft very fast, as you can see, because most of the times when it is how do I call it, when the when you leave the clutch lever, it should, you know, align itself with the pin rod flat. When you squeeze it in, this side should push the pin rod in, thereby pushing the ball bearing to the inner shaft to release your clutch from the engine. So I felt it wasn't long enough, because almost all the time I had to adjust it in such a way that almost always this side seems to be, you know, scratching against the pin rod somehow, and therefore it wears it off faster. So now that I have a new clutch shaft, and it seems like um, it doesn't even have enough of the pin rod coming out, then this guy is really going to be suffering. So even though I haven't installed it yet, after seeing what I saw, I realized if I wanted to install it before doing any changes, it will be a headache for me. So I had to do that. So that is all I've come up with, and I'm yet to install it. I believe it will now work much better. You can split this shaft open. uh, Unfortunately, because of time, I wouldn't be able to do that for you now. Okay, so This is the clutch disassembled. Sorry, the clutch shaft disassembled, and this is the inner shaft I was talking about. Yeah, this is the new one that came with this, and then I had to put it back into the old shaft and then use the old inner shaft for this because this just won't work well on that. Though I haven't yet installed it, but from the look of things, I know I was gonna have a lot of problems after the installation, so I'd better prevent that from happening before I continue. So I believe there are a lot of them in the market. I don't know who else has had this problem or this challenge, but I think when buying, we should take a good look at the pictures, and the ones that seem to have too much thread coming out, it probably means that there isn't much length of it of the inner shaft on the other side. So when you put your pin rod inside, you may be having issues. So you should be careful with that. You should be careful when making those choices. So I think you should choose the one that has a shorter thread on the other side, on this side. Yeah, that might help. So because when you open it, when I compare the two, when I take out that inner shaft now and put it together, you see that the hole over here for that one is brought a bit lower, so there is much length on the other on this side, but for this it has been pushed to the top, so not much of it is left here. So that is all I think I should enlighten you on, so that you know how to make your purchase next time. I wish I could put this back together for you to see, but I will try that in a different video. Thanks so much. This spring is very strong. You just can't disassemble it using your hand. You need some tools. All right. So stay tuned. Do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. It's your boy New Hope. Bye bye.